You have a spiritual lesson that you are meant to learn. Let's figure out how you can embody it by using this tarot pick a card reading. Hello, my soul friends. I am Emery, and I'm going to help you tap into your intuition to figure out what you are meant to learn, what spiritual lesson you are meant to embody. And all you need to do is pick one of these 3 piles. To help you make that decision, there is a different illustration on each of the piles. Whichever one calls to you the most, that is your reading. So let's go ahead and look at each of these cards up close. We're going to meditate on them, contemplate them. If you need to, you can pause the video and think on those images a little bit more. But let's go ahead and look. Pile 1 are clouds. Pile 2 is a cat. And pile 3 are books. Did your intuition pull you towards a card? If so, that is your reading. To get to your specific reading in this video, you have 2 options. Your first option is to scroll the time bar to that section of the video, and your second option is by going down into the comments or description of this video, and there is a link, a timestamp to your part of the video. So let's go ahead and get started with your reading. Hello, pile 1, my cloud pile, and welcome to your reading. We are going to go ahead and get started by pulling the theme card for today from the Soul's Lesson Oracle deck, just to see what is the primary spiritual lesson that you need to embody. Universe, what is this primary spiritual lesson? What does pile 1 need to know? All right, your spiritual lesson is surrender. I can release my need for control, to control. So it seems like pile 1 that you really desire controlling everything. You may either be a perfectionist or you have fears that things won't turn out right. So you're trying to take control to make sure that things are okay. You may be nervous and anxious at times, and you're not doing it to be annoying. You are just trying to make things be safe and successful, and you have the best of intentions. However, there are times when you shouldn't be taking control, and there are times when people are going to be able to do things for you, perhaps the universe, perhaps your loved ones, perhaps a kind stranger, and if you cede control to them, they're going to be able to give you a wonderful gift. But let's go ahead and get some more details about what this could be. We're going to be pulling 5 cards from the Angel Wisdom Tarot to get some more details about what you need to surrender specifically, any details about why, anything else that you need to know to round out this understanding. Universe, what does pile 1 need to know about their spiritual lesson of surrender? What does pile 1 need to know? All right, your first tarot card today is the Ace of Pentacles. It seems like you have a windfall of abundance, some sort of wise counsel, good fortune, an exciting career opportunity, a lucrative contract, significant purchases like a home or vehicle. It really does seem like there is something wonderful in a material sense that is coming your way, but you are blocking it. You are trying to control every single thing in your life, that you are just blocking an opportunity that someone is trying to give you. Let's get the next card. The next card is the 4 of Cups. So it seems like here there is failing to recognize a magical opportunity, missing the point, the distractions of daily life, discontentment or boredom, lost in your own world, wake up. Wow, this is such an on the nose card when it comes to your situation. This opportunity you're going to be given from someone else or the universe really is magical. It is almost like a wish that you have deep in your heart that you're afraid to acknowledge is possible is going to succeed in a material sense, so a material goal or thing that you want. And you are just so focused on everything else in your life that you can't make things work. You don't see the forest for the trees. You're just focused on every tiny small thing. One thing that you may find really beneficial is to figure out what your 1 to 3 priorities in life are right now, or in general, but really create a vision board with these just 1 to 3 things that are most important to you, even if you think you can't manifest them right now. 1 to 3 material things, and really just have that in your mind, specifically in your mind, because something related to those 1 to 3 things are going to manifest. And if you let yourself be optimistic that something's going to happen here, it really will happen here. Your next card is renewal. Reviewing the past with compassion and forgiveness. Time to head in a new direction. Clarity on your life purpose in your heart. You know what to do. So you want something to be manifested in your life, and there's a part of you that does believe it can manifest, but perhaps because you've really been stressed out over all the details in your life, trying to manage every little thing, trying to manifest every little thing, that you are just not having compassion with yourself or your past. I think you really need to either look into or review the law of attraction. Even if you're not really into doing those exercises, just looking up some videos or books on this topic will really help you to be in the right mindset that will help you accept and be open to the opportunities that are coming your way. The 4th card here is an amazing opportunity. Wow, with the Ace of Wands here, like all these cards are just really trying to emphasize something wonderful is about ready to happen for you. But you need to be bold, courageous, and optimistic. Now is the time to take action, do what you're passionate about. So whatever this materialistic thing that you are hoping will manifest, and it can be a tangible thing like a house or like something physical that you want to own, but anything related to pentacles here can also deal with health, reputation, status, family relationships. So if you're hoping to have a child, or even in a sense get married, because that can be a little bit reputational or materialistic, like a wedding, like that is possible. Whatever you're passionate about, that is what is going to be happen. You really need to be aligned with your passions and desires. Now your 5th tarot card is the Magician. Magic is alive in your life. What you need to be a success will manifest. If you believe it, you can do it. Pile 1, I just can't underscore how positive all these cards are and how wonderful this really is to see. I often don't get such good news in tarot readings because people have dramatic lives, but here it really does seem like you are going to get something wonderful, and you just really need to believe it. Scripting on this, if you do want to get into law of attraction, will help. It will help you get into the mindset that you will accept it. But other than the spiritual realities of it, one thing the law of attraction can do, or just envisioning success or envisioning the process it will take to have that success, really helps you to believe it's possible. So psychologically, being optimistic and having the vision of it being yours is actually really, really helpful, because it will help break down all the obstacles that you are just setting in front of yourself. So if you are resonating with this reading so far, Pile 1, be sure to like and subscribe. Otherwise, let's go ahead and get into the 3 additional messages that the universe has for you. and we are going to be using the Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards. So, universe, what are some final notes that you have for pile 1? And specifically, I am looking for how pile 1 can embody this surrender energy. That way pile 1 can really accept all this wonderful good news into their life. So, universe, what do you want pile 1 to know? What is important for pile 1 to know? What can they do to embody their current spiritual lesson of surrender? Your first card is expansion. You need to make room in your life. So perhaps one of the reasons why you can't surrender, one of the reasons why you're being so perfectionistic and really blocking opportunity is that you are assuming that now is not the time. You are thinking it isn't the right moment, but when something wonderful comes into your life, even if it can be a little bit hard, it can also be a blessing. For example, someone who gets into a really difficult university or career that's really, really hard, but it's what they want, it has so many opportunities, that's good news, even though it's going to be a little bit busy for a few years. Having a child is always a blessing. It's one of the hardest things people can do, but almost every single parent says it is fulfilling. So really being open to your life circumstances changing, that way you can receive this blessing, whatever it is, whether it is big or small to you, you are going to be able to receive that, but you can't be so unwilling to accept that now could actually be the time, because now is the time. Or at least very, very soon. This isn't something that's going to happen in the next 2 or 3 years. It's really very close to happening, probably within the next few weeks to the next few months. Now, the next card is trickery. So I do think there is going to be, the universe is actually going to be a little bit funny with you, or a little bit, they're a little bit of a trickster, right? Because you are going to be so unwilling to surrender, and I think you are really, after this reading, going to try to surrender to these opportunities, but there's probably going to be some part of you that isn't able to accept opportunities as much as you would like, so the universe is going to trick you. So if it's not the right time to take a job, perhaps the universe will make it to where you get transferred to a job just like that one, or you get laid off, but then you get an amazing opportunity that you've always wanted. Or if it's a baby, for example, you are on birth control, but oops, an oopsie baby, but a happy coincidence, because now you get to be a parent. So be aware that as much as you are going to try to make this expansion perfect, the universe is going to realize that you are going to be a little bit resistant, and they're going to do whatever it takes to actually deliver it to you. So even though you are going to be resistant, even though your attempt is going to be imperfect, the universe is going to do everything it can, even if you struggle to surrender, to try and deliver it. So let's get to your last card today, Workaholic. So with this card, we actually see somebody that's working at art, and I'm really getting the sense that this is actually the universe. The universe has a plan. It isn't just delivering you this wonderful opportunity, this wonderful manifestation of your dreams because the universe is being nice, although it's certainly going to feel like that. The universe is working to give it to you because it is part of some grand plan. So one thing you may want to do when you are looking at your 1 to 3 priorities, your vision board that you make for it, is consider how these desires may actually reflect part of your soul purpose or your soul mission. Even though it may seem selfish to you now, it is actually part of some bigger plan, and because of that, the universe is going to pull out all the stops to try and deliver it to you. So pile 1, I really hope that you liked this reading today. I really liked giving it to you. It's such wonderful news. It even seems like you don't have to do that much to have it delivered to you, which I also like seeing. But if you like this reading, you can subscribe for more. You could also go down into the comments and see links to my other socials or book a private reading with me. Those are open. But otherwise, pile 1, this video is part of a series of pick-a cards titled Spiritual Essentials, and the next video in the series, which is about reclaiming your soul and becoming who you were meant to be, when it is available, it's going to be in the top right of this video. But if it isn't available yet, just be sure to subscribe and eagerly await for it to be delivered into your subscriptions. Otherwise, pile 1, I wish you many blessings. I am loving your energy today, and I feel blessed that I was able to read for you. Hello, pile 2, my cat pile, and welcome to your reading. We are going to go ahead and get started by pulling one card from the Soul's Lesson Oracle deck to figure out what is your current spiritual lesson, the main theme of the reading. That way we can see what you need to know. So, universe, what is pile 2's current spiritual lesson? What is the current spiritual lesson that you want pile 2 to embody? What is the most significant thing for them to know right now? All right, pile 2, your spiritual lesson is happiness. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. So it seems part of your life story right now is for you to really take notice, be very introspective of when you are feeling happiness. And I always tell people that happiness has 2 traits, joy and fulfillment. Joy is the happiness that you feel in the moment, usually when you are doing something you enjoy, while fulfillment is long-term happiness. This is when you are feeling satisfied with your life and what you've been doing with your life. So that is something that you need to be aware of. If you are feeling happiness in both those qualities, you are embodying the current spiritual lesson that is most important to you right now. So let's get some more details, and to do that, we are going to pull 5 cards from the Angel Wisdom Tarot. Universe, what are some details about this happiness spiritual lesson? What details do you want pile 2 to know? What is important for pile 2 to know about their spiritual lesson? Your first tarot card is the Queen of Pentacles. So this is about being generous, practical, gracious, materialistic, the ability to make anything more beautiful, a love of family and home, being practical about how you proceed, a love of art and beauty, a sensible approach. So this is really about enjoying the finer things in life that are personal to you. This isn't a materialism of success where you are succeeding in a career. This is more about comfort, the things that make you feel that you live in luxury or where you are feeling comfortable. It's more so about, it feels more like joy than fulfillment, but I think if you are feeling joy most of the day, you're probably also succeeding in some of your fulfillment goals. For example, some people have fulfillment goals where they are successful in their career, but other fulfillment goals might be buying a house, having a beautifully decorated home, being around a partner or family that you enjoy, or being part of a community you enjoy, maybe having pets. So understand that if your environment that you are in is comfortable, you are not only going to feel joy, you're probably feeling fulfillment as well. The next card is Justice. Be impartial and objective. Stand up for what you believe. Try to see all sides of a situation. You will win if your position is one of integrity. So one thing that some people make a mistake of when they are being a little bit hedonistic, and I'm not necessarily saying hedonism as in the modern sense of being a little bit crazy with materialism and pleasure, but more so of being hedonistic and enjoying the fine things in life, is that sometimes they do go too far. They do really become hedonistic in the modern sense of the world, and they are only concerned about things that make them comfortable. So perhaps they have a house that is way too big for them and they are spending a whole bunch of money on heating and cooling. They may not even be in that home very often. Maybe they are polluting. And normally these aren't things that I actually care about personally. Like, I just don't care about them very much. But even when I am doing things like that, I'm thinking, am I choosing to be comfortable to the extent that I'm willing to let other people suffer, or other animals, or the planet? So these are things that you need to think about. Make sure that your comfort, your environment isn't something that you feel guilty about, because you will feel better. You will feel that joy and fulfillment. So make sure that your happiness doesn't come at the cost of somebody else. The next card is the Eight of Wands. Too much going on, stress caused by many positive opportunities, unexpected events or rapid changes, the ability to multitask, business travel. So sometimes too much of a good thing is just too much, and you may be tempted to accept all of that fullness, all of that goodness, and it can really push you too far. This often happens when people have a lot of friends or a lot of hobbies and they can't spend the quality time that they would like to. They again are being too hedonistic. They are just trying to have pleasure at the expense of others. And so even though, for example, they have all these connections to these people, they're not spending that quality time. So I am definitely seeing this really reoccurring theme in your spread that yes, you should enjoy pleasures of life, but don't go too far. The fourth card here is the Four of Wands. So much to celebrate. Send gratitude to the divine and the angels for the peace and prosperity coming to you. Peace and contentment in your personal life. So this is often called the card of marriage or the card of relationships or partying. And I am really getting this sense that really wonderful things are going to be happening to you. And these are something that you should mark and celebrate. You could have a gratitude list, or whenever something good happens, you can mark that somehow. I recently got this really interesting idea that I'm surprised nobody has done before, where you know how you get cards from people that love you on your birthdays or holidays, but everybody just kind of throws those away. What if people started showing the cards that they got on social media? And the point behind this isn't just to brag, but also to show that you really appreciate somebody's thoughts about you. Now, this may come in a different form for you, but you really need to mark the events and mark the people in your life as worthy to celebrate. So a diary would be good, taking pictures. Even if you're not big with pictures, just taking a picture with your loved ones every time there's a major event, even if you're not posting it on social media, could be something that you really look back to with quite happily. But you need to mark these events in some way, in whatever way is comfortable, whether it is with something tangible like a photo or a card or a diary, or it's just in your thoughts, because it's really, really important that the joys that you experience in the moment become something that is fulfilling later. So you're able to look back and it becomes a memory that is very solid in your mind. Now, the fifth card here is the Five of Cups, focusing on the negative, things not turning out the way you anticipated, forgiveness of self or others. Everything happens for a reason. Look for hidden blessings. So I do think you aren't recognizing some of the blessings that are already in your life. You are thinking about the things that you have lost, and sometimes those things left you because you were misfortunate. They shouldn't have left you, but they did because just something unfortunate happened. And other times these things left you for a reason. They weren't meant to be. But the thing to remember is that you need to focus on what you have, and if you don't feel like you have enough, you can make something new with what you have or in the future. Look on the bright side, not because necessarily everything is always positive, but because it really does seem like there's going to be a lot of good in your life. You're meant to experience happiness, so it's not like going forward you're not going to have that joy and fulfillment. The universe wants you to experience happiness, so there are going to be opportunities, probably many opportunities, where you are going to feel that, but you need to choose to feel that. You need to grasp onto that happiness and accept what you do have, because you are truly going to be blessed, and you may not even recognize all of the blessings that you actually have. So if you are resonating with this reading so far, be sure to like and subscribe for more. Now we're going to go on to the final 3 messages in your reading, whatever additional notes that you need to know about your spiritual lesson and how to embody it. We are going to pull 3 cards from the Chakra Wisdom Oracle deck. And oddly enough, 3 cards fell down on the floor, so I am choosing to accept that these cards were meant for you, because I don't normally drop cards like that. The first card is Workaholic. These cards may be similar to the first pile, but there's this repetition here. So perhaps there is going to be the universe is working on your behalf. And this is part of a plan. Your happiness is part of a plan. Some people's life purpose is one of suffering because they need to achieve something. They need to suffer for the good of people. Maybe they need to explore, or they need to sacrifice a lot of their time to come up with a cure for a disease. But something about your life purpose really is about being happy. Probably about having really positive relationships, or really enjoying really good hobbies and passions and just comforts. Like, one of the joys of living is enjoying the wonderful things of life, and that really seems to be the focus for you. The next card is Trickery. Like with pile 1, the universe is going to try to insert itself and make sure that you have happiness. And this goes back to this card, which is about looking for hidden blessings. You're not even aware yet how the universe is actually working in your favor, but the universe currently has delivered some blessings that you aren't even aware of. And if you really take a critical and objective look of your current circumstances, you are going to see that things are really good for you. For example, when I was 27, I had a concussion, and it gave me a really rare sleep disability that completely upended my life. I live in a different time zone every single day of my life, and that's really unfortunate because I had just graduated from my master's program and I had all of the student debt. But because I could no longer pursue the job that I trained for, I was able to become a tarot reader and work from home, which is something that I always wanted to do, but I wouldn't have been able to do with my degree. So even if you think something about your life isn't good, the universe is using it for your advantage. Even if it wasn't meant to happen, like this unfortunate event, like it was just misfortune, the universe is going to use it for your good. The next card is Expansion. And here I am really drawn to the universe trying to give you multiple possibilities. So I think you may feel that your happiness is defined to a narrow set of things, perhaps materialistic things, and there is definitely a focus in your spread on happy materialism, but there is more to it than that. The universe is going to really bring possibilities. So I want you to be open to the idea that things that didn't make you happy before will make you happy now, and things that you weren't even aware that could make you happy are going to make you happy. So be willing to try new foods, new experiences, new outfits. Just be willing to try something new, and if you don't like it, that's fine. But I think if you take a harmless risks like that, you are going to really discover something that you never knew was a possibility for you. So Pile 2, I really like this reading for you today. It seems like your spiritual lesson of happiness is a really wonderful one, and I'm hoping that you're going to enjoy it because it's just such a blessing. I wish this was my blessing. But if you like this reading, you can support me by leaving a comment or subscribing for more. I also have private readings available on Etsy. A link to that is down in the description. But this video is actually part of a series of pick-a cards on spiritual essentials. If the next video in the series is available, it'll be in the top right, about reclaiming your soul and becoming who you were meant to be. But otherwise, Pile 2, I can't wait to see you again, and I hope you really enjoy this happiness that was always meant for you. Hello, Pile 3, my book pile, and welcome to your reading. We are going to go ahead and get started by pulling one card from the Soul's Journey Lesson Oracle deck to figure out what is your current spiritual lesson so we can learn how you can embody it. Universe, what is Pile 3's current spiritual lesson? What do you want Pile 3 to know about their current spiritual lesson? What is important and significant? Your first card today is Abundance. I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. So the thing that you really need to learn is that you are powerful. If there's something you want, you can manifest it. Now, of course, there are physical laws in the universe that you can't overcome, but through whatever ways are possible, you are going to achieve what it is you desire. Maybe not in the exact perfect form, but you are definitely going to manifest it, and you are going to be able to enjoy it to the point of abundance. So you aren't going to be in a scarcity mindset. You're meant to learn how to feel limitless. You are meant to feel like you can expand and create whatever it is that you want. So let's get some details on that. And to get those details, we are going to shuffle for 5 cards from the Angel Wisdom Tarot deck. Universe, what are the details about this abundance spiritual lesson? What do you want Pile 3 to know about their abundance? What is important for Pile 3 to know? Your first tarot card today is the 8 of Pentacles, which is about learning all you can about a subject or career, going back to school, taking a seminar, or finding a mentor. Attention to detail, skilled work that you love. So this isn't just about manifesting something that you desire, it is about actively creating it. So this is specifically about choosing how it comes into being. Again, yes, there are physical laws to the universe, but you are going to learn what is possible within this universe. That way you can twist things and modify things and really manifest things into being that a lot of other people can't, because you are going to be an expert. And this is probably going to take form in your career, your education, or in a hobby that you really, really care about. So let's get your next card. The next card is the Emperor. This is about logic and organization will increase your success. Take charge of the situation, accept a leadership role, structure, and discipline. So the 8 of Pentacles and the Emperor are very type A cards. Even if you're not considered a type A person where you are very organized, you are going to learn how to become organized for yourself and how to really use all the tools at your disposal to get what you want in life. So one thing to know about the Emperor is that they're not a micromanager, right? They are someone that is at the top of an organization and they're dealing with big ideas and misunderstandings. And while the Eight of Pentacles can be a details card, the details that you are probably going to be dealing with are probably going to be more abstract or more important than just minor, tiny things. The third tarot card is the Three of Swords. So great sadness that will heal with time, let go of the past, personal growth that comes from challenges, healing misunderstandings, being there for those in need. So there's something in your past that has brought you a lot of heartache, and it's something that whenever you see it happening to other people, you feel a lot of empathy for them, and that has turned into a really motivating factor in your life. You want to manifest something that will heal you, but you also want to heal other people. Now, you may not know anything about numerology, but numerology basically deals with the things that resonate with the numbers. And the 8 card, a lot of people think that 8 numerologically is a bit selfish, a bit materialistic, but 8 cards are very focused on what they can do for other people, like the big picture of what they can achieve, and they're often trying to achieve things that is good for other people, not just good for themselves. That would be more 4 energy. So you are those big ideas, that abundance that you are trying to create, it is going to be a higher good, not just for you, but for other people. So your spiritual lesson is really shaping into a mission. Your 4th card is the 10 of Swords. The end of a situation that brings relief, sadness, or both. The opportunity for new happiness, a weight off your shoulders. The end of an addiction, a melodramatic reaction. So again, this is more about healing, about starting over, about looking at the things that have caused you pain in the past and saying, no more. You are going to build something beautiful. Your 5th card today is the 8 of Swords. A lot of Swords energy today. So here we have the illusion of entrapment, a lack of self-confidence that makes you feel helpless, being afraid to take action, take responsibility for your life now. So I think the reason why you need to learn this spiritual lesson of abundance is you do feel that scarcity mindset. You do feel restricted. Perhaps your past pains have caused you to feel that you don't deserve more, you don't deserve comfort, but that's not true, right? When you look at other people that are suffering in the ways that you have suffered in the past, you look at them and think, wow, I wish they could feel better. I wish I could feel better. And so you really need to accept that the pain that you experience, the empathy that you feel for others is a sign that this can be healed, and you have the power to heal it. That is your spiritual lesson. That is what you're meant to embody. You don't have to feel this pain anymore. You don't have to accept being limited. You can change your circumstances. You can change the circumstances of other people. You are somebody who uplifts others. You are a responsible person. You are that emperor energy. You are a person that people really look up to. So if you are liking and resonating with this reading so far, you can like this video and subscribe for more. But pile 3, let's get the final 3 details that the universe wants you to know about your spiritual lesson. And to do that, we will be pulling 3 final cards from the Chakra Wisdom Oracle deck. Universe, what are the final messages that you would like pile 3 to know about their current spiritual lesson? What is it you would like pile 3 to be aware of? What does this responsible and amazing person need to know? So the first card here is complacency. Again, you are probably feeling right now that you can't do more, that you can't achieve more, that you are limited, but you need to understand that this is just a feeling you have. It is a victim mentality, and just like you wouldn't want anybody else to experience that and feel that, you shouldn't let yourself feel that either. You have the power to change. You are being gifted this ability to make life abundant for yourself and others. And honestly, you are probably going to heal yourself first before you heal others. So don't feel like you have to feel pain or feel that you lack something until you do something for other people. You are probably going to heal yourself first. That way you can prove to yourself before you try to prove it to other people that happiness is out there, life can get better. The next card is joy. So this is a very joyful card with like a lot of dancing energy, and I think you are going to be a lot happier than you are now. If you are feeling really down or depressed, you are going to feel a lot better. Now, maybe it'll be this abundance that makes you happy. Maybe you will get some of the help that you need through a doctor, but I want you to know that you are going to feel better. And if you are already feeling great, you just feel really down about something, you are going to feel even better. So really just understand that your joy level is going to increase drastically to a point that you really couldn't believe was possible. So, for example, I have this really rare sleep disorder, and almost everybody with my sleep disorder is incredibly depressed, and I understand it's very, very difficult. Someone who has this disorder says that it's easier to be in a wheelchair, and to me that sounds a little bit crazy, but I think I understand. But even though I have this really difficult disability, most days my happiness is like at a 9 out of 10. So understand that even if you have difficulties in life, even if those difficulties will naturally continue, other things in your life are going to get better. You are going to feel happier. You are going to feel jubilant. Now, your last card today is balance. You are really going to balance things out. This really reminds me of a dopamine and the way that people experience pleasure and pain. If you do something really, really exciting, then your dopamine will have to go down to a below average level to compensate, because your body tries to normalize things. And so that's what's going to happen. You are going to be going to a more neutral state that is able to balance the highs and lows of your life. So even if you experience really, really sad things, and you know you're going to experience really sad things in the future, you are going to have this neutral state that is quite joyful. But it's not just going to be your neutral state, right? You are going to have that neutral state, but you are also going to feel really, really happy too. So understand that your average day is going to get better, and you're going to have really, really good days. But I do think, and this is something the universe wants you to be aware of, once you experience this supreme happiness, when you do feel sad things in the future, you're really going to feel them. You are going to be having all of the feels. So one thing to keep in mind is that you need to know that you're going to be abandoning this complacency, this apathy. You are going to experience feeling strongly, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. You are going to be experiencing life to the fullest. You are going to have an abundant life. You are going to have a lot of memories, and you're really going to be able to get the full human experience. No one's going to look at your life and think, wow, they had a boring life. They're going to look at your life and say, wow, they really had a wonderful life, a really interesting story. And that's something that's going to be really important for you to consider. You may want to have some sort of log of your experiences, good or bad, where you can journal on them. A lot of people do a journal. Some people take photos. Other people will write a list, or even have a video log, whatever you want to do. However often you want to update it, often like every day or maybe every few months, you need to have something that records your life so that way you can look back on it. Maybe a scrapbook. But Pile 3, I am really glad that you are in this world. It seems like you are meant to do a lot of wonderful things that heal yourself and other people. And I think if you weren't in this universe, we would be worse off for it. So I'm really glad I could do this reading for you today. If it resonated with you, be sure to like and subscribe. You can also go down into the description of this video to go to a link to book a private reading if that's something you're interested in. Otherwise, Pile 3, The next video in this series is going to be about reclaiming your soul and becoming who you were meant to be. It is part of my Spiritual Essentials series. If it's ready, it's going to be in the top right and you can click on that. But if it's not, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. It'll be out soon. And I can't wait to see you again, Pile 3. I am so glad that you are with us.